Hey y'all, welcome to In Tune with TVD Magazine, a podcast where we talk to artists, musicians, and creatives in Louisiana and kind of get to know a little bit about their creative process, the things that they're working on, and a little bit about their creative journey. And today we have the lovely Dime. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
It's such a pleasure to have you and to get to talk to you about your work, about what you've been up to creatively and just in general. So to kind of start off, how are you? How you been?
I'm good. First, appreciate you guys, asking me to come. I think that's super tight. But I'm good. It's a Friday. Just got off work.
Love that.
Enjoying French Quarter Fest.
Okay.
And all those beautiful things in the city.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, to kind of just get started, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got started, and just a little bit about your own personal journey and talking about that creative process and in the process, right?
Yeah, for sure. My name is Diamond, but everybody know me as Dime. I would like to call myself a multifaceted artist because I've been all over the board for the past 10 years, really. But I'm from New Orleans, the East specifically.
Okay.
I haven't lived anywhere else in my whole life, so I'm from here. I guess I could talk about my artistic journey.
Please.
I started photography when I was 14. I got a camera. Never looked back from that. I could not live a normal life after that. But I did that for a long time. I started doing abstract acrylic work.
Nice.
And then after that, what else did I do? Graphic design as well. I probably started touching Photoshop when I was like 15.
That's fire.
And then taught myself that. And then, now I'm into this thing we call DJing.
Okay.
And I love that. And I've been like a whole journey in itself from, it's been 5 years.
Okay.
4 or 5 years now. Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about how you got started, specifically, I guess, with DJing. I want to go into the photography and design work and acrylic work that you were talking about. But, how ddid you start that journey 5 years ago? What were you up to?
It was really, like, right before the pandemic and then during the pandemic. So, I had a friend of mine. He was like, yo, you be doing the photography shit, but, like, you really should DJ. And I was like, mine started rumbling. And then, everybody was getting like money during the pandemic, employment, STEMI,
Come on, STEMI.
Yeah, exactly. The STEMI turned me up, not gonna lie.
Truly.
I didn't do everything I wanted to do with it, but I did buy a board.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I remember I was bored at home and I had the money to get it. So I was like, no, this was before I bought the board. I was on my computer and I was mad because I couldn't create anything because, everybody was inside. I wasn't shooting. I wasn't painting or nothing either. I wasn't doing shit at home. So I got on Virtual DJ and I downloaded some songs and I just made a mix. But I did it without a board.
So tell me a little bit about the music that was on that mix that
It's
you
still
made.
up. It's still on my SoundCloud.
Okay,
so it's called D1ME. It was I named it after a Booty Chain track. I don't know if you know that song.
I'm not familiar, but
Yeah, Booty Chain go hard.
Okay.
So I listened to a lot of her when I was like 18, 19. So I was listening to that specific song and I was like, okay, I'm about to make a trap mix. So when I downloaded Virtual DJ, I downloaded all the songs. And I was really tired because, you have to physically, like, I ripped them. You're not supposed to rip them as a DJ. No ripping music. Nope. Don't steal nobody music. But
we're not saying don't pirate, but we're also saying like go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you need to do it and you trying to create something real quick, by all means,
go for it.
I'm learning a better way now. But I downloaded all the songs and they were all trap. So it was like it was Booty Chain. I had Ethereal on there. I had Baby Mother. Who else I had on there? I think Carafo. It was just like all the underground, girlies.
I love that.
On
Okay, that's sick. So yeah, like I guess after they made that first mix, what were you feeling? Like, what was that initial energy of like, okay, like I did this project, like what came after? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, like when I made it, I named it "They On Me" because I was just like, that's how I was feeling, even though I was inside. I kind of made my own little thing in my head. But after that, I didn't touch my board. I didn't touch it. It was like, I would say 8 months. It collected dust in my room. And then I got another influx of energy, and I made another mix, and it's still on my SoundCloud. It's called Cotton. And I did not know how to, beat match. Nothing. This shit was horrible. But it was a vibe because of the tracks. So that one was like, what's the genre I would call it? It was very lo-fi, you know, indie stuff. And after that, I didn't touch it again. And then I made like a house mix, and then it just kept going after that.
So talking about, I guess, a little bit about the styles you like to mix. Tell us, I mean, I know you've mentioned like you talking about house, talking about techno, talking about rap, but I guess tell us a little bit about where you are now in terms of like the sets that you curate and the stuff that you're doing. What do you like to mix, or is there any particular vibe that you are kind of like intentional about, or you feeling everything?
I think right now I'm in a space of like exploration. So I mean, I think as a DJ, it depends on your what's the word I want to use, your approach to music, and like what you listen to outside of actually like performing, I guess. And I listen to a whole lot of things. So like right now I'm really into broken beat, like all the sounds from like West London, you know, jazzy, dub, all that. And yeah, I think I just kind of go through an influx. But my favorite thing to DJ right now, I love to go fast. Sometimes in my sets, if I'm opening and stuff, I have to like draw myself back because I be trying to go like literally 130 up.
You said it's time to dance.
Yeah, I start there because like that's what I like. But I like techno for sure. Break beats. Like I always want to go in that like that area. You know, G-Com, all of that. Like I like the fast stuff. You know,
and we love it. I guess what are some like words that come to mind when you think about like, again, like as you're curating and setting intentions? And I know this may vary depending on what you're the set that you're working on, and I kind of want to get into that creative process, or let's get into it right now. When you're curating a set, what is that creative process like for you, and what is that virtual crate digging looking like in terms of your own process?
It's simple. I have to know the first song. If I don't know the first song, I'm probably, if I'm like at home chilling, I'm cool. But like if I'm gonna go perform, like I have to know the first song. Like if I don't understand the vibe of like the energy of the room that I'm DJing for, of course it has to be switched. But if I have the first song I'm starting with, it's gonna go smooth. I don't even have to have like the full thing there. But if I'm listening to, you know, certain genres, or I have like an idea of like what I want and how I want the room to bubble, like that's kind of my process. So it's first song first.
Love that.
But I guess it depends too on, you know, how long I'm like working on a set. I'll definitely just throw things in and just organize as it goes. But one song, that's all I need.
Just the one. That's crazy though. I love that though. I feel like you said, like you're setting the vibe intention through that first song, and after that it's all
because I think a lot of the times it's really on where you take it, because not every set is the same, not every room is the same, people aren't the same. Like I could be playing my favorite songs, nobody not gonna dance, right? And I think my goal as a DJ, specifically like if I'm out, like my love is to see people enjoying themselves. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I love that. So as we're talking about, you know, as you're curating, like within your curation and creative process, I kind of want to expand a little more and talk about kind of the parties that you've been curating, specifically talking about like NSFW and the collective that has built through that work, and kind of tell us a little about the project, your involvement, and also how the project has, I guess, grown. Actually
NSFW started as a party called Sugar. So me and my two homies, Lady Lavender and Gabriella, we well, first Lady Lavender invited me and Gabriella to come and do this sugar party with her.
Okay.
So she was like, we could like do this like really cute, like, little party for the girls. It was like, okay, bet. Like, we had never really worked with each other. So we just started that. Of course, you do your first few parties. It's not exactly what you want it to be. And I feel like every idea has to be fine-tuned. So I think like a year went by or two. No, it was like a year. And we went to Santos. Okay. And Gabriella, we was thinking of a name to name it because we said sugar was just like, we didn't want to be that sweet. Right. You know what I mean? Like, we sweet. Right. But like, we really like hardcore on the left end. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, and we all have like our own personal energy. So like, we were like, okay, we want to do something a little harder. What can that be? So we went to Santos and we called the party NSFW. But we weren't like a trio, a techno like B3B thing at the time. It was just like we were just doing separate sets. Got you. We went home. Got you. But it was up that night. It was I think it was February last year, I think. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Or October, one of the two, of 2022. And then that party went up. It was so fun. And then after that, Beth, Lady Lavender, she was like, we should just like be a trio. And I was like, I love that. That could work. So we did that, and then it just been what that is now, which is a project about exploring like our place in music as women, specifically in New Orleans right now. Okay. And of course, like techno is a love for all three of us. So just like bringing that together collectively has been like really tight to do with each other and building that community around that. So that's beautiful, for sure. I'm like you just said, like I want to expand upon what you just mentioned about like y'all coming together to kind of like basically explore y'all's role as women in techno in New Orleans. Like, tell me a little bit about your individual perspective within that, and like what throughout your experience and the work that you've been doing, like what that is, and like the experience being a woman as a lady DJ is, well, at the beginning it was quite weird because all of these spaces are very male dominated. Now I wouldn't say it is as much in New Orleans. I think more women and people within like the queer community as well are really like pushing their way through and making spaces for themselves. Gotcha. So we really are the blueprint as to like really what's going on. Okay. Especially underground. Yeah. And DIY parties and things of that nature. My specific experience wasn't the best in the beginning because I felt a lot of people could judge you by you being a woman, and also when you're starting out, because people forget that you have to go through stages in order to grow as an artist in general. It doesn't matter the craft itself. But yeah, it wasn't the best at first, but having other women around definitely made it way easier, if that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Especially creating your own spaces as well. Yeah, I definitely can see that. And I mean, I feel like I can see that the male population in this industry, y'all need to be better, bro. Like, please. But I can say though, in New Orleans, there's a good chunk of men who are very supportive and like really put on for women. Yeah. And I don't want like exile that. You know what I mean? So no, this is me talking. No, you were good, but I think that like that's important to say. Yeah. Like there is a very supportive people around. Yes, for sure. So yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I kind of want to take this opportunity to bring over the playlist and kind of talk about, as we're talking about NSFW, curation vibes, and talking about projects. I kind of touch on the playlist and kind of get a perspective of what you prepared for us today. Yeah. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the playlist and what you kind of included in the vibes for us. Yeah. Some of it is like old things that I used to listen to. Some of it is kind of new, a little bit more obscure. And when I say obscure, maybe just obscure for people who don't like listen to certain genres. Okay. Some of my favorite producers, some favorite singers, things like that. So important. Yeah, I love Kilo Keish.
This song is one of my favorites. Really? I love this song.
Yeah, me too. It's funny. When I think I started listening to Kilo when I was like, I think I was 12. Mm-hmm. I was in 8th grade, and I found her on SoundCloud, and it was over.
Oh shit.
Like even like fun fact, I keep everything on my SoundCloud. Okay. So like the very first thing, I was 14. Never forget that. It was raining outside, and I downloaded a little DJ app, and I slowed the song down. It's still on there too, and I just slowed it down. It was like 30 seconds, and I stopped the recording because I was scared I was gonna fuck up. But it's still on there. But I love Kilo.
I love that.
Kilo's hard.
Oh my gosh. And see, that's the start of it. I feel like it's like you said, like it has to start with the music that you like, you know?
Yeah.
Like being able to, I don't know, like just, I think that some of the best music just comes from people creating from their place of comfort and place of like where they know, you know what I'm saying? So I think
creative for art's sake. Mm-hmm. That's literally what make the world go around, honestly.
Truly.
The best things you've ever heard was either by accident, or if it was on purpose, it was just like hella intentional. So, you know, it's like, you gotta pay attention to those things for sure.
Definitely.
Do you want another?
Yeah, let's do another one.
I want to see. I'm interested in this pep talk.
Oh, I love this song. I never could pronounce their name correctly though. This person's a rapper.
Okay. Look at this cover.
Yeah, it's
going hard.
Wow,
but she like
beautiful.
Boom bap like, yeah.
Bahamalia.
Yeah, I never could say it right.
Yeah.
You've definitely heard their songs before though. But the beats they're on primarily are like older school hip hop, like boom bap, rap type of stuff. But I like that song a lot.
Yeah. What'd you like the song?
Huh?
Why'd you like it? What does it remind you of, I guess?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really know. I think like sometimes, you know, we were talking earlier about putting your Spotify or like whatever music you listen to on shuffle. That one always come on, and I always be like, I just like be teeing up to it. But it's a special song. I'm not gonna lie, I should do more research onto I can't even pronounce their name, but
I think it's Bahamalia. I mean,
Bahamalia?
Bahamadia?
I think so. I just never know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always a song that comes on that I really like.
I love that. And I guess now that we're talking about a little bit about the playlist curation, let's talk about a little bit about maybe influences and people that you feel like maybe I've had, not even people, things, ideas that have like an influence over the work that you do in a general sense. And just in the intentions that you set as you're working. Yeah.
I think like I've always had a thing with freedom. So I never like to be like tied down to one thing. So I guess like when I started making art or like just being artistic in my own way, it was more so about like my personal freedom and how I can keep that. So one thing I always would see like growing up is specific like with, you know, parents, grandparents, whatever, everyone was always like bogged down with working. But like for other people, and like that was their only thing that they wanted to do. But I never really saw too many people have like hobbies or, you know, things that like really just lit their heart on fire. Right. Like I just want to get intense with it. So as a kid, I used to get kind of aggravated with it because I wanted to play guitar one day, and then like the other day I wanted to be a swimmer, and then the other day I wanted to go like color and go travel somewhere or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And like I was aggravated because like people never like the people I would be around all the time, I always felt like they didn't really want more or wanted to like go achieve more outside of the rat race. I would say that probably capitalism.
Yeah, definitely capitalism.
Probably capitalism, low key.
But I feel like, you know, like you're saying, I think that is very, very beautiful what you're saying, because I think that that's obviously like an acknowledgement to the people in your life, but also in general like an acknowledgement to renouncing to capitalism in a way, you know, like saying like fuck y'all, like the supposed idea of how I'm supposed to live my life is oppressive, you know, like and I'm gonna choose to exist and just be outside of what that is, what I'm supposed, or what y'all say I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know, I think that there's so much in that, you know what I mean, and like being able to build, not even create art, but just like in general in your life, you know what I'm saying, like to build from that intention, there's a lot of power that comes from that. And that's
no, it
really
is.
beautiful.
And I think as a human, you have to hone into what that power is for you. And of course, like, some people want to live their lives that way. Like, that comment is no comment of, like, hater energy towards that. Like, you live your life how you want.
Right.
And that's, like, where I am with it. Like, I want people to feel just, like, an intensity about their life and not just, like, falling into... you know, like, just every day, like, doing the same thing over and over. Like, I always wanted that, and I think that's, like, what geared me to do what I'm doing and to do it the way that I like to do it. It's because I like it my way. You know, I like things my way. I'm low-key, like,
as you should.
that.
It's your world.
It is, like, right. It's like, literally all about world. So, creating my own world and not it being a box, you know, for myself is what really liberates me just with anything that I touch artistically.
Yeah. I guess if you could describe in some words, like, what does your world look like? Like, you know what I mean? Like, abstractly, like, just go on.
I feel like my world is I don't know. I would say, like, an ocean in a way.
I love that.
You know? It's like my own, it's like the ocean is like planets. It's everything, like, but mixed together. You know what I mean? Not like from separate entities, but like infused. You know?
Yeah. No.
Maybe I guess that's like the best way I can explain it.
I can see.
It's hard to use words. You know what I mean?
It's
just the feeling.
Yes.
That's what I like.
Truly. Okay. I love that. Okay. So kind of moving into, I kind of want to talk about. I don't know, you give me some really good visuals there, so I see you have a very visual way of speaking and thinking, and obviously that shows in your work, but let's kind of get into your design and photography work. Tell me a little bit. I know you went into how you started, but how does that reflect in your work within music, or even just by itself? Like, tell us a little bit about that journey for you.
I think one aspect that relates to all of those mediums is that I'm self-taught. So, like, I really just picked up things because I'll see something in my mind, and it could be, like, mad abstract. Like, I can't really explain it to you with words, but I can attempt to use these little, like, gadgets to make these things happen. So, I would say, like, my ability to learn quickly and to learn things on my own. And I think, I don't know, I'm very detail oriented too. So, like, when I was doing photography and teaching myself that, I don't think I ever, like, fell in a specific feeling, like, within photography and design and DJing. I'm across the board. So it's always hard for me to, like, explain, like, one thing.
Right.
But definitely just tapping into different feelings, you know, is vast. I'm vast.
I love that. No, back to the ocean and the planet. Come on, like, I love it. No, and like you're saying, like, that synergy that exists between all of your work. So that's beautiful.